I'm T.
And I'm E.
And guess what this episode is?
6.
That's right. We can't do one hand anymore. We got to go on two hands. Two hands on you. Episode 6. How you feeling?
Good.
Good? You having a good week?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Anything happen this week that we should discuss?
Yeah.
I got a number of things. I got like a small little list going on. We had a few items this week that normally we kind of have been not much happening, but there are things moving and shaking this week.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
I don't know what happened first.
Well, I think what happened first that's on my list is that we went and visited some friends and did an outdoor gathering with them. And they live on a number of acres, about the same size as where we live, I guess. I think they said it's 7 acres or so. And they had a mini bike and a four-wheeler and 2 gators that you can drive. And they're not gators, though. What are those called? Like utility vehicles or like UTVs? No, it's not a four-wheeler because they had the four-wheeler.
I have no clue
Yeah.
what those things are called.
And so then we started off, and their daughter rode the four-wheeler, and all 3 of you kids drove in the vehicle. How did that go?
Good. It was bad, actually.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say. What was bad about it? What happened?
Alexis was a crazy driver, and it made me scared because she was going like so fast around all the turns, and like she almost hit like a birdhouse and stuff, and yeah, it was just scary.
I think you all were very intimidated for some reason. I don't know. It seemed to me
She
from a
was
distance that she was
crazy.
fine. Okay, she was crazy. And so then when you got done, that only took a few minutes. And then everybody bailed out. They're like, we're done. And you came over and you sat by the fire. And how many times do you think you got asked in the next couple of
Like
hours?
50.
You want to get back on? You want to go? Evelyn, you can drive. You want to do the four-wheeler? Isaac, do you want to try? You want to drive? Do you want to? No. I've never seen it before. My kids not wanting to ride or drive.
I
That
don't
was
know why.
I don't know why
did.
either.
I
It was just
still
very
do.
strange to me that all of you just decided, no, that's it. I guess Isaac did get back on the four. He drove the four-wheeler a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think Alexis spooked you. I wish you were wearing a GoPro camera so we could have seen what was going
It
on.
was scary.
That's the Stupai family. That's what you guys need to buy each other for your next birthdays and Christmas is you need to equip all those helmets with a GoPro camera, right? It'd be nice too because when you're on vacation and stuff, you can turn your GoPro on and then if you see a deer or if you see whatever, you can have a record of it. You can grab it when you get back. GoPro. You have any interest in a GoPro?
That'd be cool, yeah.
What would you use it for?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't really have any interest in a GoPro.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess if we were like doing something like really cool, like skydiving, that'd be awesome. But...
Sure. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, so then what else?
What else?
What else? I don't know. You
I
slept in a
never
tent. You
know.
slept in a tent one night.
I did sleep in a tent.
And I came home and I noticed this tent, and you had set up your tent, and it was definitely on the side of a. What
But
was that all
it
about?
wasn't like this. It was like
pretty-
this.
It was pretty noticeable.
It wasn't that bad.
So
it
when you
was
woke up in the
fine.
morning, were you like down over in the
It
corner
was
going?
normal. It wasn't even bad.
You was laying flat.
Uh-huh.
Couple of times I've had that where like I remember one time my bed frame broke, and so my bed was just off and slanted a little bit. And the first night this was when I was living by myself, and I didn't really notice, right? I woke up and I had these strange dreams, and I didn't know what was going on. And the next night I went to bed and something feels weird. What is it? I don't know. But I was really tired, so I just slept. I had these strange dreams again, and it's because my bed was
That's weird.
on a big slant and broken. You didn't have anything like that.
I don't remember. I didn't.
Do you dream? How often do you dream? Because you never tell me about your dreams.
I have before. Sometimes
Sure.
but
Well, it's
I
not
don't-
something that I'm going to encourage. Nobody is really all that interested in other people's dreams.
Yeah, I'm not that interested.
No,
usually.
you always think your own dreams are really interesting. and other people just kind of listen to be polite.
Yeah. I don't remember my dreams that often, but sometimes.
Like, what's your most memorable dream? Like, do you have a thing where you're like, oh my gosh, I remember one time?
Yeah. When I was little, I used to have this reoccurring dream that we were at my grandma and grandpa's, my mom's parents' house,
Uh-huh.
and there was a monster that would come down the fireplace, and we had to go hide.
Really? Interesting. Was it like super scary, or was it just kind of
It
no?
was
It's more.
scary, and like, I don't even know. They don't even like that.
You keep talking. I'm going to adjust our camera. We need to do this.
But like there was a fireplace, but it wasn't in the right spot. I don't know. The house looked really weird, but it was just. I know that was my grandparents' house because I still. I don't know.
Marginally better at best. I didn't really adjust. I didn't want the thing to fall over, so we're just going to have to put up with it. That's what we should get each other for Christmas is one of the fancy lights, it's like a circle light,
Mm-hmm.
and a holder for our situation here. So whose birthday's coming up first? Alexis's. Let's get Alexis that for her birthday.
Yeah.
We can put our name on it. ENT Podcast. Happy birthday, Alexis. So then the next thing is, I'm working. Did you know that? All that time I've been spending over on the laptop.
Oh.
So I'm back at work. No, I'm taking a training course to get better at teaching in a hybrid manner because my classes are going to be half the class in the classroom and half doing it remotely or virtually. And then they'll switch and then we'll go back and forth. So it's a ton of work to try and figure out how to coordinate all that, how to make all the different arrangements, how to adjust all of my lectures and all of my assignments and everything. Like literally everything has to be completely, totally redone.
Yikes.
So it's a lot of work, but it's good to have like some training so that I get a little head start on it. Because we don't start till September 8th. What are you thinking for your school?
Well, Claire, one of my best friends, just messaged me today. And, well, most of the schools in La Crosse are planning to go online now. Ours hasn't decided that yet, but I assume that will happen.
I sure don't see them being the only outlaw. All the other schools in the area have decided to go the first 30 days being online.
Yeah.
Virtual classrooms for the first 30 days.
Yeah, and then Claire messaged me. She said that if it does happen where we have to go virtual, we would meet up a couple times a week and do school together just to have people and to be able to talk about everything.
Yeah, so creating your own small school bubble.
Yeah.
Where you are only going to get together with the certain families. You're going to trust the certain families to be very communicative and safe and sharing everything so that you can remain social and motivated and all those things. We're going to do the same for Isaac too, for sure. I don't know what Alexis, I don't know what we have planned for her. But, so that's the deal. That's the deal with school then.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, let the chaos begin is what I said when they made that first announcement of 30 days online, because I can't imagine the variety of feedback and anger and all these other emotions that people are feeling about. I can't send my kid to school for at least all of September. So it's going to be something around here and around the rest of the country. Then now the big news. The big news is your grandma and grandpa, my mom and dad, are moving.
Yay!
They're going to a new, they're coming so much closer to us. They live in Atlantic, Iowa, which is a long drive away. It really is burdensome to try, because sometimes you just want to go, just for a day or just a day and a half, or just go do a visit. And that's a really long way to do that. And now it's just 2.5 hours. We can drive up and drive back, or they can come visit after all the COVID stuff is done, especially. But so they're going to be in Prescott, Wisconsin. And I have for you and me, because I haven't looked at it yet, and you haven't looked at it yet.
Huh.
I have all the pictures of their house.
I saw it. Mom showed me last night.
What? Come on. She showed you all the pictures?
Last night.
Oh, no. So I've only seen this one, the outside one.
Outside of the house.
So this is going to be difficult for people that are watching. I thought I could do this and swipe.
Right there. You just have to click there.
Yeah, but it's not going, is it?
There.
There it goes. Okay. So when I find an inch, I'll go through quick here. When I find an inch of nice big
front yard.
big front yard with big nice trees. There's the living room. Hardwood floors. Wonder if they're gonna do area rug.
Yeah.
Or if they're gonna keep the hardwood floors. Because do you like our hardwood floors upstairs? What if our living room also had hardwood floors like our dining room?
I really like that. I like carpet. I mean, it's more to vacuum because I always have to vacuum,
True.
but that's not a big deal.
You always have to vacuum?
Okay, not always, but I vacuum.
Oh, look at this.
a
Look
lot.
at the kitchen. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see if I put it up. Look at that. Oh, see? That works fairly well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice open kitchen.
Mhm.
Very open. It sort of reminds me with the little sidebar there. Do you see the little bar on the side? It's like a little breakfast bar.
Mhm.
It reminds me of the kitchen that we had in our house, in the house that we lived in before this one.
Oh.
It had a little side bar on there. And it is also like Granny and Grandpa's old house, the one that they had in Atlantic,
Oh.
that you probably don't remember much. You were pretty little, pretty little. And then, ooh, look at that. Okay, look at that. Now we're getting to the things that are interesting. Look at that. A nice big deck. Nice big deck. Looks to me like it's the fancy composite deck. That's the way to go. No staining. No. You saw what happened to our deck after a number of years. We're just kind of waiting to replace it. Some bedrooms and some bathrooms. Those are all just fine. Ooh, a big game room down in the basement. Look at this. Is the poker table going to stay? I wonder if the poker table is going to stay. And a bar. And then I like the divide. It's like a divided basement room with a bar on one side and then like a hanging out area on the other side. So you can sit and play your cards or your board game and then still have the TV and the game on in the other one. Oh no, you know what I did? There's a price there and I put that right up in I should not have done that.
I'll blur it.
You
out
can blur it?
some.
Oh, you can do a blurkle?
I think so.
Oh, it's the Blurkle house. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Oh, nice large deck, big yard. Wow, I'm gonna have to bring the riding mower. Can't sell it with a fire pit and wow. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my thumb there. Look at that nice big yard. I'm excited. I'm super excited. It sounds like it's gonna be a couple of months at least before they're in though from that banter. So be ready to move some stuff. Probably going to have to create some sort of moving protocol in order to get all their stuff from one spot to the other. So congratulations, and we're looking forward to that. It's a big move for everybody in the family. That'll
Yeah,
be really
everybody's
nice.
going to be a lot closer.
Well, I mean everybody is not. That's not true. Not everybody.
Well,
When you forget Jay, lightning hits and
Angela.
yeah, lightning hits and things fall over, right? ENT podcast #1 fans, Jay and Angela, right? #2 fans, think Kitty and Mike are bigger fans?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think I'm going with Jay. We'll have to see who can comment first, and then we'll find out who the #1 fan really is. What else you got? We got some reviews. You watched Stranger Things. Just the first episode though, and you watched it with your brother because I know he would love that sort of thing. So give me a quick breakdown of Stranger Things.
I liked it.
Okay, liked, not loved.
Well, the first episode is almost always just not as good as until you get into it.
For sure, because you don't know the character.
Yeah. But I think it looked really good.
So what happened? What was the big thing that happened in Stranger Things?
Will went missing.
Wasn't that the name of the episode? The Disappearance of Will Byers?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing that I can remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been years since I watched the first one. So where do you think he went? What do you think happened?
Well,
you kind of know because, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to ask guys. Maybe we'll get Isaac to come on and do a breakdown because my recommendation is for you to keep going. For you to keep going. For you to watch like 2 or 3 more episodes so that you can really get into it. Because I think you'll really like that show. You'll connect with the kids. You'll laugh. It's kind of scary. It's super exciting. It reminds me a lot of like the Goonies.
Oh,
that's
what I thought too.
It really does. It's really great. And it's one of my favorite movies. Okay, and I was supposed to play this game, Murder Mystery by Roblox.
Yes.
And I did. I played it a little bit. And it is a really simplified, really clunky version of the James Bond 007 GoldenEye game that used to be back in the mid-90s. That game was spectacular. And what happened was it was like 4 different players playing at the same time, and you chased and hunted each other down.
Yeah.
Right? And it was like last man standing is the one. So this Roblox one is the same thing, only, 10 people?
Maybe 15.
Maybe 15?
Yeah.
One of them gets assigned to be the murderer. One of them gets assigned to be the sheriff. And so they're the only they're the only 2 with the weapon.
Yeah.
And everybody else is just running around trying to either avoid or help or, I don't know, you can't really help.
Unless the murder kills the sheriff and then you can go pick up the gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I went back and forth between, I'm just going to hide. Because look at this, they can't see me. I'm in the cabinet, I'm in the closet. That's super boring. Like, how long did I last? 30 seconds of doing that?
That's why I don't play by myself. I play with
you
my
gotta
friend.
play. Yes, yeah. I agree. Having somebody sitting next to me while we were playing was much better.
Yeah.
And being able to FaceTime while you do it is much better.
Mm-hmm.
My issue with it was I think it would take me at least 20 games before I felt like I could maneuver around.
I had played Roblox before I discovered that game.
Yes, I think that would be a huge help because I had no idea how to. I kept half climbing up a wall and my head would be half in the ceiling and half on the thing, and then I can't move anywhere because I have to get. It was really, really hard for me, being number 1, old, number 2, having never played a game like that, especially on a tablet, right? So you just slide your thumbs around. There's no feedback. Right? Like when I play Nintendo or PlayStation, there's like a pad or a stick, and it gives you that feedback. You can feel that it's going left or going right.
Yeah.
And you've reached the top, you're going up or going down. This one, you just slide your fingers and it's like, oh, you went too far and now you're not doing anything. Now your person's spinning around. So that was really hard. And then I don't know, this is not a complaint, but needing to learn. You have to equip, you have to change, you have to switch, or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I had fun, but I don't think I'm going to play it much.
Maybe when
I hear you and Maddie really yelling, I'll come in and get in on a couple of games because that part of it's fun.
Okay.
That part of it, being able to yell and scream at each other.
Exactly. You're always.
What are you doing? Get over there.
Why are you being so loud? And I'm like, I just died. I shot them.
Yeah, that was fun. So my recommendation for you is Extra Stranger Things. What's your recommendation for me?
So we kind of came up with this one together, but we're gonna go on a jog every day this week until our next podcast. And we're going to find a different way to go around our 1 mile loop.
Yep. So our neighborhood has like a perfect We call it the loop because you
Yeah.
can leave from the backyard and then you can come in on the front yard. And I don't think it's quite a mile.
I think it
It's
is.
pretty close. It's pretty close to a mile. Maybe we can measure it with
Because
a
one time, like,
GPS.
the first house from our neighborhood, like when you go into our neighborhood, the
Yeah.
first house, that yellow one, from there to our house, like the long way, is
Uh-huh.
1 mile. So I feel like that's kind of the same distance.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's about right. That is very close to a mile then. Okay. So we're gonna find a different way to do it. We're gonna run one day, we're gonna walk one day, we're gonna bike one day.
Yeah.
We're gonna, I don't know. Send in your suggestions to us to how else we can get around this thing without roller skates.
I have roller skates.
Scooters.
Yeah. Scooters. And
Yeah, me on a scooter though. I don't know. I mean, I can, but I'm not. Plus, while they are repaving the road, so that'll help. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe we gotta walk backwards.
Yeah. That would be weird.
All right. So wait for the report. We're gonna get creative. It would be weird, right? People coming by and honking and wave backwards. I'm gonna wave like I'm gonna John Cena wave them. Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right. So we'll do that. Are you ready for the mailbag?
Ready.
Ready. You just
Yes,
got
I
them in
do.
your head. Oh, they're right there.
Super tiny.
Okay. Super tiny. And I have them right here. You go first.
All right. So
Who are they from?
I got my questions from my cousin, Grace.
Ah, Grace. Right on. Hi, Grace. Good to see you. Grace is your cousin.
Mm-hmm.
She is going into 6th grade?
Fifth or sixth, I don't
Sixth.
remember.
I think sixth.
I think
grade.
sixth grade. Yeah, yeah.
Sixth grade. And lives with my older brother Brian in Prior Lake.
Yeah.
And has a brother Jacob and cats and
Cat.
yep,
And
all kinds of stuff going on. So good, great to hear from Grace. You two used to
FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Literally every day.
all the time, all day, every day, walking around playing with your baby dolls and doing adventures and all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
like that. You and Grace really became good friends that way. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Good. So what's Grace got for us?
Okay, question 1.
Did she know about my mom and dad moving, your grandma and grandpa moving?
Yeah, I actually FaceTimed her last night when I found out, and we talked for a little while.
Oh,
about
and
it.
then she gave the questions?
No, she gave questions earlier this
Oh,
week.
okay. So I thought maybe these questions would have something to do with it. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Question number 1 is, if you could speak any language for the rest of your life that's not English, what would it be? I know my answer.
Okay, go ahead. I need to think because it's,
Spanish.
Sure. Sure.
I ain't gonna be Spanish because I would want to go. We've traveled to Costa Rica and I really loved it there. That was awesome. And it'd be cool to just go there, be able to talk to everybody in Spanish.
How did I do when I was down there speaking Spanish?
Really good.
Yeah.
I did not know he knew that much Spanish.
It took me a little bit, right? Like the first couple of days I was really hesitant, but then, it only took 4 or 5 days of speaking it regularly to really pick up on a ton of things. And it just shows you, because I'm pretty decent with Spanish. I especially understand what other people are saying really, really well. Sometimes my vocabulary is limited. And so that causes me some issues. I have to, I think I told the person at the store that I was looking for lighter fluid one day. And I told them I didn't know how do you say lighter fluid in Spanish? So I said fire water, water that's on fire or something, and then I said, no, something that starts fire, like fire liquid. And she looked at me and took me over to the place where you can buy booze. And I went, no. And then I, explained, got it. So that was really fun. That was probably my favorite, me having limited vocabulary, but being able to communicate the thing with it. So yeah, but that would be really fun. I think Spanish was my initial answer too, right? And I wish I would really be able to speak Spanish. I can kind of get by. I can get directions. I can make it through the store. I can tell the people at the, we had a neighborhood that we stayed in, and there were, what do you call them, guards? Or just, they
I
weren't
don't
really
know.
guards. They were attendants. There it is. People who, you bring your car in and they ask you questions about, well, why are you coming in the neighborhood? Where are you going? When are you coming back? Things like that. And I was able to really do that. Really, really slick. So that was pretty good. The other one, I guess, I know, because I really just enjoy the sound of the language so much. Do you remember Xhosa in South Africa? And I say it with that little thing in my throat because there are clicks in that. Remember? Xhosa.
Oh,
Do you remember that? That was such a lively language to listen to hear other people speaking it back and forth.
Wasn't
it
it
really
called,
had a lot of.
Afrikaan?
That's a different language.
Oh.
Afrikaans is a different one.
Oh.
Right.
What language are you talking about?
I just pronounced it. I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do the
Oh,
sound.
that was the language. I thought that was like
Yes.
a word in the language.
No.
Okay,
That's the
okay.
name of the language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that one would be really fun. And then I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
All right.
All right. So my questions came from Evan Brody, my friend Evan, who I was really sad because, well, it's been a number of months now. Back in March, I learned that he took a job somewhere else. Evan worked in the Communication Studies department as a professor and became a friend of ours. And we got to know him, had him out here, and he was just a wonderful person to hang out with. But he's moving onward and upward, and he's going to go be a Wildcat. He's going to be a Kentucky Wildcat. University of Kentucky. Like when you hear the Kentucky basketball team, who's always so good, that's the place he's going. He's going to teach at Kentucky, which is, for the job that he's taking, is a very prestigious place. It is a great move for him, but I had to corner him into hanging out with me a little bit as he's coming to move all his stuff and then getting questions for the podcast. So hopefully we get a new listener too. Evan can do the ENT podcast. So it says, during the pandemic, we focused a lot on what we miss, the different things that we're missing, understandably so. But what is one thing you used to depend a lot on that you've learned you can live without?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, I don't know. What, do you have an answer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you go.
So I think my answer is traveling, right? I love to travel, but I like to travel like for vacations and go long ways away and find new places and experience new cultures and new things. The travel I'm talking about is the consistent, nearly every weekend, almost every night travel to go to a game, go to visit somebody, go to a wedding, go to an event, go to a birthday, go to all those different things. I feel like I have maintained relationships with people despite not seeing them. I don't feel any further distant from my brothers, right? I don't feel any further distance from my good friends. In fact, I've made a few friends based on interacting with them more virtually and then finding ways to gather. And so I think just that normal travel and the expectation of people need to pick up and move and go and do all these things. I really like, I could live without it. Though I will still do it. When we are back to normal, I will be excited, especially at the beginning. I will be excited to get a bag and pile in and go stay at somebody else's house to celebrate, whatever event, whatever family event. Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know.
You haven't enjoyed anything about the different way that we've been living?
I mean,
Right, like you used to really like going to the mall, going to the store,
That's what I was
going.
thinking about. Like, I used to love going, like, shopping and just going out, doing stuff all day. Just, like, in our city, I guess. I don't really have to go anywhere. But
Yeah.
I used to, like, be out and about a lot. But,
Right.
yeah.
Do you miss it?
Sometimes.
Because I don't. I haven't stepped foot in Walmart. I used to go to Walmart at least once a week. Sometimes twice a week, just to pick something up, just to grab something, just to do. I haven't been to Walmart in. I'll bet you it's been 3 months since I've been in Walmart. What do I have to go to Walmart for?
I still go
Right,
to
that's
Walmart
really-
shop,
that's
like
really
to
nice.
shop with my mom just for groceries.
But you don't go to Walmart often, don't you? Don't we go to the grocery store? Because I go.
Walmart.
I understand. There's a grocery store in Walmart. Okay. Anyway, all right. Next question.
Alrighty, next question. Next question is, what is your favorite restaurant?
Well, I think I kind of answered last week, right? If you could go to any restaurant or whatever, and we talked about far away, and I talked about one in Austria, and you talked about one in Costa Rica?
No, South Africa.
In South Africa. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm remembering one.
Yes, but I was thinking like just like here, like
Yeah,
close.
I
like
am
if you-
too.
like right now, if you want to like drive somewhere and go get food for dinner, where would you want to eat? Like, I don't know. Fast food.
I know what you're saying.
or-
No, not fast food. I don't mind fast food. I like the taste of fast food, but I could live without fast food for forever if I had to.
Mine.
Okay, go for it.
I love Chinese food. So if I could
We
go
haven't had it
somewhere-
all pandemic, have we?
I
Not even
know,
once.
'cause
You're
I'm like
I never
I'm
even thought of that,
basically
yeah.
the only one who loves it. Do you love it?
I love it.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Well then let's get it soon.
Okay, we'll get
okay?
Chinese food. That'll be another
I love
your
Chinese
recommendation is this week for us to get Chinese food.
Yeah, there's like
Okay.
China star.
We can do it,
China
and everybody in
buffet.
our family likes Chinese food.
Yeah,
Isaac likes it.
I love
Alexis likes it. Mom likes it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chinese. You would get Chinese takeout.
Yes.
You would. Okay. So I'm really missing one of the things that I used to do when I would find like an extra hour in my day is I would go to Polito's Pizza downtown. And it's really a guilty pleasure because the slices of pizza are huge and they, not really healthy, but man, they are so good. There was pizza with jalapenos on it and Tabasco and the sauce. And I talked about this with a group of friends the other night too. And cheeseburger pizza where they put onions and it's barbecue sauce instead of regular pizza sauce. So Polito's Pizza.
Okay.
But what I would really like to do is go to someplace really nice that has really good sushi.
Yeah, you really like sushi.
Well, I don't get it very often because here in La Crosse, I'm not enthusiastic about any of the sushi places here in La Crosse. So I don't seek it out and spend the money and whatever to get the sushi. So, okay, next question. If your job was to create and test new food or new flavors, what company would you work for and what would be your first suggestion or creation?
Hershey's chocolate.
Ooh, okay. So like you would just be a chocolate taster and you would add, what would you add to chocolate to try and come up? You're now trying to come up with something new and innovative that like you can't say chocolate and your peanut butter and my chocolate and your peanut butter because that's been done.
I like hazelnut chocolate.
Okay, so maybe a hazelnut M&M. They have those already. That's why I'm laughing.
I've never had one.
Yeah, they're not very good.
I don't know. I don't want to come up with anything because I can't come up with anything. But I want to
Tomorrow
go be a taste tester.
Tomorrow when you go to Lily and Odin's, you ask Greg to give you some hazelnut M&Ms.
Does he
Greg
have
has
them?
some hazelnut M&Ms. Unless it's possible he doesn't anymore.
I always see
But he
like,
had some hazelnut M&Ms.
I see M&Ms in the like up on their like shelf pantry, I guess, sometimes. But I don't know. I just kind of pass them by. I don't really like, ooh, what flavor are these? I'm going to try one. I don't really do that.
Yeah, that's good. So I would like to be a beer taster, beer flavor. And now I've had this in beer before, but I think we could really start making it a little bit better. And that is the idea of jalapeno and or habanero spice in different types of beers. If you would get, because I've had them and I really like just that little bit of tingle and that little bit of flavor that has like a pepper or a habanero in it. But I think it could, the places I've had it from, it could be so much better. There's so much potential in that particular flavor that I would like to see a good microbrewery make a couple of specific batches that has that. And I would taste test for them.
Okay.
And then I would try other things too. I would put all kinds of other stuff in it.
Cool.
Like a pistachio beer.
I love pistachios.
Yes, we all love
Pistachio Oreos.
I know.
They're not at stores anymore.
I know.
I've checked Walmart and Festival and they're not there.
I might have to resort to online.
Yeah, I'm mad. Every time I go, I'm like, pistachio Oreos.
They have every other flavor.
I know, every other flavor. Gosh. Okay, so this one, I don't really have an answer for.
Okay.
It says, most embarrassing moment.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I get embarrassed all the time. I'm super, weird and dumb, but I don't really care anymore because I do it so much.
I fell and got stuck one time, and that was really, really embarrassing, and people still make fun of me for falling and getting stuck.
Where?
So that would maybe at Kinnick Stadium.
Where'd you fall?
Well, so you know how they just have benches for seats? Bench,
Did
step,
you get stuck
bench,
in,
step.
yeah.
How?
How?
I stepped and slipped, and I just kind of went in there, and it was really funny. It was really, really fun and really, really embarrassing. Exactly. So that's my most embarrassing one. But it's like one time, one thing.
Yeah.
If that's, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
fine.
just...
Most embarrassing. That was pretty embarrassing.
I get embarrassed way too
Yes,
often
many-
to have a most embarrassing moment.
Right. So Evan's third question. What was the last TV show or movie that genuinely surprised you? Could be a twist ending or surprise because you liked it. A genuine surprise. You watched and you're like, oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a cat that just went chasing a bird outside her window. Yeah.
I don't know.
Want to know my answer?
Huh.
And I think it might have been inspired because of the conversation that I had with Evan last night. And that is, I haven't given an update on The Good Place in a long time because I haven't really been. I'm waiting for Mom, and her and I are just not connecting with our timing at all. But I was genuinely surprised at the depth of the TV show. Like, it has these philosophical things that you can think about and ponder, and it is not just this basic, what I thought it was some basic 22-minute sitcom where it's just, kind of light and kind of, it has great questions that it asks about people and actions and consequences, and I really, genuinely.
It's a great show.
Genuinely
I love
surprised
it.
by not knowing that show had, it's the kind of show that I would be on the front line of, like that I would have already watched. I would be telling other people to watch it. And I wasn't at all. I was way behind. And it took you to yes. So you don't have a TV show that genuinely surprised you?
I don't think so. I mean,
like, what's your favorite twist ending? Do you remember? Do you have like a horror movie that has a twist in it? Or didn't you and your sister watch a horror movie not that long ago that you're but the ending was good. The movie wasn't great, but the ending was really good.
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
We watched a horror movie called...
What was it about? Give me the breakdown.
It's like...
So what was the twist? Just give me the twist. What was it that was...
Well, it was... Well, this kid had, there was something, wrong with his brain, or, And when he would dream, he would be in like an actual place in his dreams.
Oh, like Nightmare on Elm Street. When Freddy Krueger comes in your dreams and he can really kill you.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
no, whatever. Freddy Krueger.
yeah, okay, I don't know what that is. But then the twist was like his dad had that too, and so his dad had to go in his dream and save him. I don't know. It wasn't that big of a twist, but like,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm going to have to find a way to introduce you to Freddy Krueger. Because Freddy Krueger used to be, like, the fact that you don't even know the name still surprises me because it was really a pop culture phenomenon for decades. Decades, everybody knew who Freddy Krueger was. So I'm going to figure out a way to get some Freddy Krueger into your life.
Alrighty.
All right.
Last one.
Oh, last
for
one?
Me.
Okay, I got 2 more. So we'll be quick. We'll rapid fire them.
Okay. I know yours,
Oh, good.
but it's Dream Car.
Oh, dream car. Oh, you do know mine because I've
we've
been thinking
talking
about it.
this
Yes.
because we
What do
kind
I
of
want?
need a new car. You want a Tesla.
I do. I do. I really want an electric car for a whole bunch of reasons. But the thing about the Tesla is, number one, it's a really nice car, number one. Number two, they hold their value really well. But number three, it's all-wheel drive. And we have a driveway that goes up, and we have to all these things. So getting an electric car isn't as simple as, oh, yeah, just get a Chevy Volt or a Nissan Leaf or, any of those. You really have to think, I probably want all-wheel drive. Tesla has all-wheel drive. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're not ridiculously more expensive. So I really am on the edge of potentially. Anyway, go for it. Don't be surprised if I do a Tesla review for you at some point.
So I'm not a car person. I don't really care. Like, I would just kind of want a regular, just normal.
Like a convertible? Would you think would you really like a convertible? No.
Not really.
Oh, when I was a kid, I thought that would be the best. Would get a convertible.
I just kind of want a car.
Uh-huh. What other car do I really want that I talk about all the time?
A Jeep?
No.
Oh,
That's
I
a Lexus.
Thought, the smart car.
That's right, the smart car one that's about as big as this couch right here.
That's so
Me and you
dumb.
barely fit in there, and off we go. Oh, and what do you mean so dumb?
You can't even fit anyone in there. What if you
Me and you.
What if we're carpooling?
E&T on the go.
Whatever.
A smart car. I want a smart car. Uh-huh.
Okay.
You want to know who else wants me to get a smart car? The environment and my pocketbook.
Okay.
All right. Number 4 from Evan. You've just been given $100,000. What's the first thing you buy for yourself? A Tesla. He says can't give it to charity. You can't get world peace because that's going to cost more than $100,000. He mentions here. So yeah, you got to buy it for yourself. I know what you're going to say. Go, you say it, but I think I know what you're going to say, or I could change your mind.
I don't even know.
$100,000, you can buy anything you want.
What would you think I want?
A hot tub,
A pool.
a swimming pool,
pool.
you could get swimming pool and a hot tub for $100,000. Well,
Alexis and Isaac really want a hot tub, but I'm team pool. I'm team pool.
I'm not team pool because we have good friends that have a pool and we swim in the pool all the time.
Yeah,
so why do we need a pool?
That's like once a week.
That's enough.
And sometimes not even.
That's enough.
So, and plus, then I could have like pool parties.
No, you
kind of
can't
like
have pool parties.
whenever.
COVID. You can't have pool parties.
You know, like.
All right.
Whatever.
Last question. A pool. All right, I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Pool.
New York or Los Angeles? That's the question.
Los Angeles.
How come?
Because I would want to I want to go to, first of all, Disneyland, and second of all,
Disneyland's, I guess it's not that far.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that far. And also because Hollywood, I think that'd be really cool to visit, and because I don't know.
Beach and sun.
Yeah,
That's
California.
the Los
obviously.
Angeles. Los Angeles has the beach and the sun.
Yes.
And that's fantastic. New York has, I think, more personality. That's maybe the wrong way to put it. I'm kind of searching here. More culture, more. Both of them are very, very cultured. But I've never been to Los Angeles, so I can only tell you about how much I loved New York when I went to New York. Man, did we have a blast in New York, and all the different things we did, and all the different things we didn't do, and all the different time we just spent walking and talking and looking and interacting and all the different things. It was really fantastic. We really, really enjoyed New York, but also I like the beach. But I'm going to choose New York.
Okay.
I'm going to pick New York because I go back in an instant. Yeah. Okay, so that's the ENT podcast. That's it. You don't have any more questions, do you?
No, but one more thing.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Claire.
Oh, happy
August
birthday,
3rd.
Claire.
Super soon.
Right on. All right, I'm T.
And I'm E. Bye-bye.